Oh, nice.
Oh, did you?
No.
Right now?
Yeah, just right now. That's what happens when you're a boss. People shit on you.
Falling too fast to prepare for this. Tripping in the world could be dangerous. Everybody circling as vultures. Negative, negative. Everybody waiting for
What's going on is we're going to a meeting, first off with a creative director that I'm trying to network with. She has her own company. So it's biz dev, basically, networking / biz dev. And then after that, we have a meeting with Tech Barbecue, who is an event, a startup event here in Copenhagen for technology startups and basically any kind of startups. And they're gonna have an event in September, and we're doing some social media consulting for them. We rock here. We kill it. Oh, where's my bag?
What are you gonna talk about at this meeting?
I think we're just gonna talk about her business and my business and see if there's any mutual benefit to us.
Kind of like a business date.
A business date. Yeah, exactly. A business date. I don't think we should say it like that. My wife will be like, what? Who are you dating?
I heard all they said.
I want to show people the real deal.
Yeah.
I think that the vlog sort of thing, you see a highlight reel of somebody's life, and they don't necessarily get to mistakes and failures and things that could have been done better. And I really want to show that I'm a regular dude building a company. I don't want to gloss it up too much, because I think that's where a lot of vlogs go wrong. It's like, what am I looking at here? I'm looking at somebody's perfect life, and that's it's not just all glitz and glamour and bullshit.
I can speak emphatically about the modern tragedy.
Cool. Yeah, it's in here.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I brought my camera guy with me. This is Kayla. I've never been here. The Kardashians. What's it? Well, these stupid girls. They started selling T-shirts, and they did the design. They took like famous bands like The Doors, Ozzy Osbourne, and then they superimposed their face on top of like an old Ozzy Osbourne poster, and like they did it in like a fancy color. And basically, like the communication was almost like we're as famous or we're as cool as them, as these legends. And sort of without any regard for trademark or for like you're using another artist's image to sell T-shirts for $100.
What the hell?
$100 T-shirts, and the internet went like, you haven't. And also Biggie, Tupac and Biggie were in there, and both the estates of Tupac and Biggie were like, please stop, like right now, because you haven't made a deal with us. You haven't like there's typical laws that deal with this.
And what did they say?
They closed down. They're like, oh, we're very sorry. We didn't think about this. This was like a rush job.
Maybe that was just what they wanted, just that.
Yeah, they always just want the attention. They just want attention. They knew that they were going to get into hot water, right?
And they knew that when that happened, it was like
then they just their brand goes up a spike. You know, I was speaking with Beauty, which is like they do and they do like a bunch of different beauty brands, and this is what I was kind of going at with them is like they have so much content that they've built over the years that we could just create stories upon stories upon stories upon just so much stuff in this format. They have just a ton of stuff that they don't even know that they can use. They don't even think about it, and then we go through it all and pick out the good stuff, the thing that we think are gonna succeed. Now, not everything succeeds. But every client says, but we don't have it. How are you going to create content? We have no content. I'm like, you just don't know. And we go through all of their stuff, and we go and find like 6 months worth of content, and they're like, well, but that's old stuff. I'm like, well, when was it from? Like, oh, a year ago. Well, isn't it still the same relevant? Like, who has seen it? Who hasn't seen it? Well, yeah, but we put it on a billboard, or we did this, or we did that. Well, nobody's seen it. Honestly, and we can remix and remaster and turn things around and try to put it in a new light, and that's where I think a lot of brands, they're so used to churning out like campaign after campaign and sort of like idea after idea that they forget about they forget about sort of remixing their old stuff to make really great things. All right, so what you just saw there was a meeting with Meretta, who's a creative director here in Copenhagen. We had a nice little meeting about, you know, what she is working on, what I'm working on. Maybe there's a possible connection in the future where we can do some work together. So hopefully that comes to fruition. Me and Kayla on the vlog. We're just waiting to get into a meeting with a client and we're locked out. This is Kayla. How do you say your name? Isn't it just Madeline? Or is it Madeline?
Well, it's Madeline, like in the English version, but in my language, it's pronounced Madarina.
And what is your language?
Romanian.
Is it Romanian? Oh no, I'm kidding. I'm joking. No, it's because I used to work with a Romanian guy.
I know.
Yeah.
I know all the jokes.
Yeah, do you? Okay.
I do.
No, I loved him. He was so great.
Looks like barbecue went down by that. I need one more thing from you. So, how's it been going on the social side?
Things are slowly running, you know.
Okay.
It was like a really slow beginning, and like we kind of try to keep the ball rolling.
Right.
We have some things going on, especially because I just got today the pictures from Roskilde Festival.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are posting after the fact about Roskilde?
The plan was that we actually sent a volunteer to Roskilde to make live content.
Right.
But he got his phone broken, some things went on, and I said just try to back up some photos. So at least I have something to put on as highlights from the Roskilde Festival.
Okay, interesting.
So I'm just gonna post some highlights, at least that we were there, and because we made such a big buzz of come to Roskilde as a volunteer for Tech Barbecue, and nothing was happening after.
Okay, all right. So you need to follow up on that. All right.
So I'll follow up on that. I have also another thing that I will tell you. We want people to engage. We want to comment. We want to share. We want to tag someone.
Yeah. We want to expand it.
Yeah. Because that's how we kind of boost it organically, you know, without putting any money. And people will see that people are engaging, you know, it's not just a one-way communication.
Yeah.
But I think I would make it the entry level a little bit lower. So I would say like just tag a founder, or tag a entrepreneur, or tag a startup friend, or something. I would say you've done something decent with it. You've got 13 shares, which you don't really get a lot of shares of anything else.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, from a sharing perspective, it's nailed it like big time comparatively to other things, right? And that's going to grow your audience. So you want shareable content. Yes, they never commented, which would be nice, but at least you've tackled one of the metrics, which is shareable. Is it shareable? Because if you look at everything else that you guys have done, nothing even comes close. Like you got 4 shares. You also have most of your content gets 3 to 4, 2 likes, 9 likes.
Yeah.
Are you hungry?
No, that's okay. I mean,
you have to be hungry. I am.
You have to try one of these.
I will try some, yeah.
Okay. Good enough.
And, you know, make them guess and get them a ticket. And
I actually think it'll work.
I don't know how into detail I should go with this music related thing.
I think it has to say like Shazam.
Because if it's
like not say Shazam,
but yeah, a mobile.
It has to be that. So we just had a meeting with Tech Barbecue, which was great. I think it went very well.
Yeah.
Trying to get some new ideas into them and try to like coach them a bit into how to do social media. So that went really good. And then we got some new video projects from it, and I basically just pushed it through. I was like, come on, let's just do this. Yeah, which is sometimes it's a good strategy just to be not forceful, not like a dick, but just like, come on, let's do this.
Come on, guys, no more talk.
Like, no more talk, let's just fucking do it. And now we're gonna go take a look at some places for us to live. The company, that is. Don't crush the croissants, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we came to go take a look at a place. Granted, we were a little late, but I called ahead and said, you know, sorry, we're gonna be late. Then we show, and he said, no problem. And then we show up, and the guy's nowhere to be found. I can't call him. I called like 20 times. Nothing. Nothing.
We're back.
Okay, so we got a nice package here from the United States of America, from the Kubby shop. It actually says that if you come in here, you zoom in, it actually says from Kubby shop.
Woohoo.
That's pretty badass. So everyone got some t-shirts, and we're gonna unbox and see what they look like. I don't know how to open a box, folks.
Many hours later.
Oh my gosh.
Oh shit.
This is Mia's. Mia's got the pink stuff.
Cool. Oh, nice.
What's that? Dude. Dream big.
What's your thought about Snapchat, by the way?
My thought on Snapchat?
Do you think it's people are saying it's dying because of Instagram?
I love Instagram now.
Yeah.
Like for my own personal thing, it's just like Snapchat's got to innovate way faster. You look at sort of all these brands like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram. All these brands are sort of chasing what Snapchat has. And that's super interesting for me because Snapchat doesn't have the user base that all these others do. Like, it was announced a couple of days ago that Facebook has 2 billion users. That's insane. Like, that's a quarter of the planet is on Facebook. A quarter of the fucking planet is on Facebook. And here's Snapchat down here, which has like 200 million users. Like, they're not even comparable, yet Facebook is like, oh shit, man, these guys, what they're doing down here, this is interesting. And there's all these social media players in between that have way more users. Like Snapchat's like number 9 or number 10 in terms of number of users. But you gotta go, why are Instagram and Facebook so concerned about this thing? It's because they see where the market is going. They see that's how young people want to communicate, is down here in Snapchat land. And so I think we have to take that into consideration. And I don't think when people say, you know, people just off the cuff say, okay, well, Snapchat's dying or Snapchat's this, or, you know, yes, there's going to be competition. Yes, there's going to be, you know, a need for them to continue to innovate. But it really says something when the biggest players in the industry are chasing after them.
No matter how your confidence may fall.
As I reflect on this past week, I think about, we had a good meeting with that creative director. I could help her out with some of the challenges, some of the things, some questions that she had. And for you guys, I mean, when it comes to networking, comes to meeting with people, there's no like scorecard that you need to keep. You know, to think about, okay, how efficient am I being? Of course, you don't want to just meet with everybody. You need to get work done. But, you know, if that leads to business, if it doesn't, so be it. At least it's nice to network and get involved with other people. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for the next one. We're going to be doing some crazy cool stuff next week. Adios, amigos.